Let's start talking a little bit about health, okay? So, because obviously that's your expertise, and we all want to be healthy. I mean, I was just telling somebody the other day, I mean, I've never felt more healthy in my life. I mean, I feel so good right now, like energized. I have more energy than ever. And I feel like, and by the way, thank you again. I got to do the red light therapy at CEO2. I got to do the cold plunge, got to do a little bit of the oxygen chamber, and it's awesome. All of it is amazing. And what a great way to increase your health. So tell me a little bit about the benefits of each one of those things that I got to experience with you the other day.
Well, you forgot infrared sauna.
Infrared or red, or was it,
Well,
is it kind of the same thing, or did I do infrared or red light?
You did both.
Oh, I did both. Okay.
Most places only have infrared
Gotcha.
in there, but we added a red light sauna.
That's cool.
A red light therapy bar that's in the sauna.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's cool. But all of them kind of do almost like the same thing. The hyperbaric oxygen chambers help hyperoxygenate your blood plasma for recovery, to increase stem cells, to heal wounds. It's in the hospitals. You know, that's the main thing for CEO health. That's why it's called CEO2 health, for the oxygen.
Okay.
But CEO health is predicated on you being the CEO of your health. So you get to choose what you want to do. And this is a wellness modality that doesn't require like medicine, right? So you get to go in, you get to do your thing, and it's not like a doctor has to tell you all that stuff. There's so much research out there, you know, infrared saunas, red light therapy help with energy, detoxification, mitochondria at the cellular level. And then cold plunge, which has become so popular. You emerge in the cold water, the blood rushes to your brain, your heart, your vital organs. It gives you that euphoric effect. And you're freezing cold for those like 1 to 3 minutes that you're in there, but then you come out and you feel so good. You feel like your brain's like clear. You are cold.
Honestly, I felt energized for the entire day. It was one of the most awesome things that I've ever done. And whatever that sauna sauce stuff, I think it was great. When I was in the sauna, I put it on and it felt amazing on my body. And then getting in the water, I mean, my feet were freezing, felt like literally my feet were going to fall off. But other than that, it was incredible.
Yeah. So, again,
but what does it do? Like, what does it actually do to your body? Like the cold, like why is the cold water good for you?
So when your body's at that level, when it's so freezing, the blood, it's going to go to your vital organs. So it's going to push all your blood to your head, your heart, your kidneys, and then it releases cold shock proteins that help you also burn fat. And, you know, if you've taken any kind of energy drink, or if you run, or if you ever done some crazy weight loss drug, it increases your heart rate, right? So when you were feeling cold, your heart was pumping fast because it's trying to warm you up, but you're also burning calories. That's why people were saying it helps with weight loss. But it's just such a good.
And then what about the red light and the
infrared sauna, being in there?
Yeah, what does that kind of do?
It helps you sweat. It helps you release heat shock proteins as well.
So when you're sweating,
you're getting rid of all the toxins.
So stuff is coming out of you that maybe shouldn't be in there, right?
Yeah, it releases toxins. You sweat it out. Helps vasodilate your veins and like your everything, and it's able to circulate more blood throughout your body. It helps you relax muscles. The red light helps recover and rejuvenate cells. Yeah.
Did you learn a lot of this stuff as being a nurse practitioner? Did you learn a lot of this, or was a lot of your self-improvement like after the fact?
You know, I didn't learn any of this in nursing school.
Really?
None of it. So I've learned a lot from like people's podcasts and like meeting clients and learning what they do, and then research on my own. You know, there's so much knowledge out there to read and to learn about. Is there like a book you'd recommend, or is there a podcast you recommend, or is there a video YouTube channel that you'd recommend? I mean, is there anything that you kind of, like I was saying, I followed Anthony Robbins my entire career. I think it really helped
me understand my brain. It helped me understand making choices and influencing and just overall health, actually. Is there anybody that you follow that you recommend?
So I actually learned a lot from Joe Rogan's podcast.
Okay.
And every time he interviews like a smart person on his podcast, I'm like, okay, who's this person? Let me listen in. So Huberman, David Sinclair, those are like the top two I'd say that I had listened to just to learn about biohacking and, longevity. So those are like the experts, I would say.
Have you heard of Brian Johnson? You follow him at all? Okay.
Mm.
So there's this guy, Brian Johnson. He's like a tech millionaire. I think he sold his company for, hundreds of millions of dollars. And so he has been spending $2 million a year just on health and wellness.
Oh, I think I heard of him. He's like spending lots of money to do all the things so that he could reverse time.
Exactly. He's reversing his age.
Has he come out with his results yet?
Yeah. I mean, they're like unbelievable. Like in every metric that you can actually, qualify, this guy is just crushing. He's like an 18-year-old. So I think he's my age.
So
he's like an 18-year-old.
Did he say what his top?
Oh yeah. Yeah. He's got a whole blueprint.
Oh, okay.
So it's like he's got exactly what to eat. Now, the reason why I wanted to, you don't know him, but the regimen is like ridiculous. It's a ridiculous regimen. I mean, I think his last meal is at 2:00 in the afternoon. Of course, there's no alcohol involved in it. Of course, he's like #1 in the world on the Whoop sleep or something like, I guess they track it or whatever. It's like a competition or something. This guy is unbelievable. Like he's figured out the way probably to live to 150 years old. I mean, wow. I'm guessing that right now. And I've always said I'm going to do 120, but I just don't know that I could be as disciplined as this guy, because you really are giving up a piece of what we all feel is normal. But what he's trying to do is he's trying to get us to understand that maybe our normal is not so normal. Everybody feels like, okay, well, you have to drink when you go out. You have to, have a lot of cocktails and you have to drink a lot of wine to have a good time, right? Mm. Well, he's trying to reverse that thinking to say, well, I don't drink and I have a great time too. And I spend time with friends. Although I guess he has to spend time with them before 7:00 at night, because I think he goes to sleep at like 7 or 8 o'clock at night. So
what time does he wake up?
I think like 4 or 5 in the morning or something like that. So he basically gets a solid 8 hours, 9 hours every night. But anyways, it's not that important. What's important, I want to know from you, like, do you think of yourself as somebody that wants to live a long time? I mean, is that important to you?
Yeah, actually, when we were designing CEO2 Health, it was more of a space theme, because I was like, we're going to live till we're in space, because there's so much technology now that's coming out. I try to live like a healthier life. The whole reason I got into all this stuff too is because, again, I don't have kids yet, and my parents are in their 70s. I want them here as long as possible, given they're Filipino and they like Filipino food, and it's the worst for you. Like, it's not on Brian Johnson's list, I guarantee you.
What is that? What's the favorite? Lumpia or something like that?
Well, lumpia, it's fried.
Yeah, it's not good for you. Yeah.
Everything's fried or carbs, noodles, rice with everything. So I'm trying to keep them here as long as possible, and that includes like fasting for 16 hours. And I do that, trying to get them as much sleep as they can, losing weight, because my mom was really overweight, exercise and walking. And they come to the CEO to do hyperbaric oxygen and sauna and red light. So, I mean, I've been able to help them.
So what do you eat? What do you eat what's your day kind of look like? Like, what's your morning regimen? What time do you wake up in the morning?
It depends, because if I have appointments or I have to be somewhere, I have to set an alarm.
But do you have kind of a normal pattern, or it's just kind of whatever the day looks like?
Yeah, it's whatever the day. But in general, I try to go to bed before 10. But if I'm doing emails or catching up with people, or I get messages on my phone, it's really hard to, especially we just opened up CEO in September. So we're still trying to really launch that. And I try to sleep by 10 and then I wake up by 7. I usually automatically wake up at 6, but depending on what time I go to bed, I try to like get a little bit more rest because I do want to get as close to 8 hours as I can, but it doesn't always happen because sometimes I go to bed at 12 or 1.
If you like this video and you want to watch another one, click right here.